Oh no, it says we've disconnected. Attempting to reconnect. What's happening? I don't know if it can keep up with our awesome resolution.
That was like 2 minutes ago.
Hmm,
Damn it, skip frames, it said.
man. We back? I think we're back. Okay. If this is too challenging, I think our awesome resolution is just too much for Facebook to handle. We
I
might
ain't
need
ready
to
for all this.
we might need to drop it down.
Drop it low.
Drop it. It says we're experiencing issues. This is very sad.
We may have a shortened show, so don't be disappointed if it's not a full hour.
Maybe Miss Manager can let us know if our stream is happening on the interwebs. If you can see this, if you're hearing us, if we're coming in clear, let us know. If it's super choppy and you can't hear us or anything, that would probably be important for us to know too.
Yeah, you can send a message to our tech department at info@corvandersgrill.com and let them know directly while you're on the stream. Do we have an info@corvandersgrill.com? No?
We do. Yes,
Okay.
we do.
So, email info@corvandersgrill.com.
If you read the description, then you know one of the things that we are going to attempt to do is teach LaVander all the notes on the guitar. Before we do that, we'd like to talk about the weekend. So over the weekend, some things happened. Thursday was Thanksgiving.
Thursday
Happy
was
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hope everyone had a safe and yummy Thanksgiving with friends, family, or maybe just with whoever you were with, even if you were alone. Hope you gave thanks, and it's a really awesome time to just be grateful for everything that we have.
And check out our last stream last Monday, where we talked about some thankfulness, some gratitude, some really thankful Thanksgiving things. It was amazing. Feeling that essence.
The essence. I did want to say I'm very grateful for the multiple Thanksgiving meals we got to have with friends, with family, with the Sacred Masculine, our Mansgiving we had on Saturday.
We had a lot of meals with a lot of great friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that, kind of balances out for having all the weight gain.
So in any case, thank you for everyone for sending your happy Thanksgivings.
Corey made 3 turkeys.
2.
Oh, two turkeys.
The other Thanksgiving we used the leftover turkey, and Miss Manager made a shepherd's pie.
Pot pie.
So, how do we want to do this? So I think I can just jump in, and hopefully this works.
Is that all we did? Is that the weekend?
I mean, we had Thanksgiving every single day for the last 4 days. That's a lot.
Ate a lot of food. If you got leftover food, bring it over. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully you all ate a lot and was happy. And more importantly, enjoyed time with yourself, with others. And now we're going to play some music.
Well, we're going to attempt to teach LaVander how to hear and to know which notes are which on the guitar and how to hear them. And I have a theory that it's a lot easier than people think. We haven't done this before. And I think that we'll be able to teach LaVander at least how to hear the whole C scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B on the guitar. So, which is a lot of the notes. And I think we can, in a matter of probably, 5 minutes or less, teach him what all the notes are on the whole guitar. Which means you could learn the same thing too, if you care. Otherwise, it might just be a fun experiment to see how fast can we transfer knowledge. Even though we play together a lot, I've never actually sat down and showed him all of these things. So I thought it'd be a fun.
So after I
little
learn this in
experiment.
5 minutes, stick around for the rest of the 50 minutes of the show and see what happens.
We could play a few songs. We could do some things. We could talk more about all the things we're grateful for and all our yummy Thanksgiving meals and all the yummy things we ate. It's always a fun thing.
Always.
So, the one thing I did show you before, which I think you've already told me that you remembered. Do you remember the names of the strings?
E, A, D, G, B, E.
Yeah, and the way that I always tell people, I think I got this from Musician, which is a music app, not a sponsor. I think that's where I first heard this. The little abbreviation is Eddie 8 Dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. So it's a fun little thing that makes it really easy to remember the strings. So, did I tell you all the notes in music at all, or how to remember where you are, what note you're on? I don't think I did this before, but maybe slightly.
Yeah, we did.
We did once?
So
Okay.
this is F.
Well, so the first fret here, this note here, would be an F. And so the way it works, it's literally just all the notes in music, A through G, and there's a few sharps and flats thrown in there. But you just repeat alphabetically, no matter where you start, whether you're on a piano or each of these guitar strings is like a mini little piano. It's all the letters alphabetically. So this is the E string. The very next note after E is F. That's why it's the very first one. And there's nothing between an E and an F. Most of the notes have one note in between, which is like do you remember what sharp and flat means?
I don't know, something about being upper, high, lower, something like that.
Yeah, so sharp, it just means a little bit higher than another note. And a flat means a little bit lower than another note. So most of the notes have, there's a sharp or flat in between them.
Mm-hmm.
But the exception is B and C and E and F. And the easy way to remember that is big cats eat fast. So from E to F, there's nothing between. That's the eat fast part. And then from B to C, there's nothing in between. You would just go straight from a B to a C. So, but let's go down the line, starting on this. We're on the E string. Let's start on the A string, which is the second string here, which you said before, right? Because Eddie 8 Dynamite.
Right.
So the A string here, we know if I don't hold anything, that's an A.
Right.
The note right after A, do you know what that would be?
A sharp.
Sharp. Yes. So sharp means just a little bit higher. So this would be the next note after an A is just an A sharp. Because every note has the sharp after it except B to C and E to F.
A sharp.
And then after that,
B.
B. And then after B,
C.
C, because
big cats.
Big cats, B to C. Big cats eat fast.
They eat fast.
And then after C,
C sharp.
yeah. And then
D.
And then
D sharp. E. F. A. F sharp.
uh-huh.
G. Did you move?
Yep.
Oh.
This was G.
G sharp.
Uh-huh.
A.
That's it. We're back where we started. Those are all the 12 notes of all of Western music. Those 12 notes. We just started on A, and we went through every single note. Now, if people don't know already, they may be wondering, why were there no flats in there? You said there's some sharps, some flats. So,
it's like when you go to Hooters or Buffalo Wild Wings, and sometimes you just get the legs, and sometimes you get the flaps, and that's how I think about it.
I don't know. That's not how I would have thought about it, and I don't fully understand what you're saying. But I will say that another way to think about it is when you're giving someone driving directions
Okay.
and you tell them, like, hey, if you're coming from this direction, you take a left. But the left turn is not always left because you could be coming from the other direction, in which case you tell them, oh, you would have had to take a right at the same road. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So left and right are relative, just like sharp and flat. So if I'm coming from an A and I move a little bit higher, it's an A sharp.
Got it.
If I'm coming from a B,
So if you're going from lower to higher, then it's a flat.
from higher to lower now, from B lower would be a B flat.
A flat.
So in other words, a B flat and an A sharp are the exact same note. The only difference in terms of what you call them is just has to do with different situations in music. When you're like looking at different scales, sometimes you
Can we check our stream?
I'm seeing a lot of errors there,
We're back to
but
second.
it does say it's working. It doesn't say, it just says we're getting some skipped frames.
Okay.
So I'm hoping we haven't gotten disconnected yet.
Let us know in the comments.
Maybe we can have our technical team check. Maybe I could check on. If I keep getting all these messages, maybe I'll check in a minute here. Okay.
Okay.
So does it make sense? It makes
Yes.
sense so far? So with that information, you can now tell me what all the notes are in the whole guitar. And again, don't worry about the sharps and flats and which one to use. Later on, there might be situations where you want to use one versus the other. Like when you're doing the scales, you want to use every letter, right? And so like if there's a scale, don't worry about what this means right now. I don't even fully know what this means. I'm still a beginner in all this music theory stuff. But essentially, if I'm using, let's say I have an A note.
Okay.
And then I have, or let's say I have an A flat, and then the next note is an A sharp. I wouldn't want to use the word A sharp. I would want to say it's a B flat so that I get to use the A and the B when I'm writing it out. You don't want to have like two of the same, that one's a flat, one's a sharp. You'd want to try to use every letter when you're writing it out so that A through G, you have some flavor of each. It doesn't make a difference in how you play it, but it makes a difference in how you write it, and which matters sometimes because of reasons. I'm not to this level to where it ever has affected me. But I know that that's a thing. I'm told by all you advanced music people out there that later on when you're reading music,
you're an advanced music person out there. Put in the comments why.
Yes. So I know it has something to do with also when you're talking about like what key you're in, knowing that it's one thing versus another tells you a little bit more information about like the standard intervals between things. So
sounds like a lot of things are going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on all the time. But let's get more into the actual you able to hear a scale and what that and how to train your ears really easily to be able to detect. Is one thing to point at any note on the guitar and you to able to tell me and then you being able to tell me what note I'm pointing at, but it's a whole other level for you to be able to.
All right, let's do it. Let's wrap up the thing and just what's the process? What are we doing?
Well, first of all, let's make sure you understood the first part of this, which is if I point now to any note on this guitar, you could probably tell me what note it is, right?
Sure.
All right, let's try it. What note is this note?
D flat.
He said without even looking.
I'm good at this.
Okay. And we can work through it out loud if you want to like make like, show your work kind of thing.
So this is E.
It's the E string if you've got nothing. Let's pretend this is like the 0 point.
G.
So like well, hold on. Where are you right now?
Okay. E.
So E is just
F.
open. So we'll point to this up here would be like E. Okay, and then
F.
Yep.
G.
Well, there's something in between a F and a G.
F sharp. G down here.
The third one is G.
A. Where were you at?
Well, this is G, the third one. Let's point at the space in between instead of the lines themselves.
All right.
That'll make it.
So E.
Yep.
F.
Yep.
G.
G.
A.
A.
B.
B.
Where were you at though?
I was on A. So you already did it. Good job.
You sure you were
B.
there?
C. Yep. And what note is this right here?
I thought you were at the D.
What note is this right here?
The same one.
Yes, because they're both E strings.
E strings.
That was a true question. Okay, how about this? What note is this right here? It's a shortcut.
I remember E.
Yep. It's the same note as a string because I'm up one octave. Okay. I think you've got the hang of finding out what note is from looking at it, and you know that
I'm somewhat of a musical prodigy. Born with these skills.
So if I told you this, what note is this right here?
Yep, that's F. G. What string are you playing?
Second one.
Oh. C.
Yes. And it's a C because I'm on the second string, which is the B string, which we talked about from our little trick earlier. Because goodbye, Eddie. So we're on the B string. The very next note after B is C. And I'm one octave higher because starting at the 12, these two dots, everything just starts over. So at the dot, we're at B again. And the letter that comes after B is C.
C?
C? Okay. So I'm going to play a scale.
Okay.
A scale, there's all sorts of different types of scales. I believe that this is like just the major, I think this is called a pentatonic scale. I don't know what that means. I just know it's, people usually say the major scale. And
is the pentagram scale like what they use in rock and roll, or?
Pentagram. Okay, so it sounds something like this. And hopefully, I wonder if these notes are coming through on the, hopefully on the guitar.
They look like it.
Okay, yeah, they are. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so, if you've ever heard of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, that's exactly what this is. So it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And in the case of a C scale, a major C scale, the notes that correspond to those spacings between each of those higher notes, because basically what a scale is, it's a sequence of intervals from one note to the next note, and so I could play it straight across here. So like starting with C, if I played it on the B string,
okay,
I would be C, D, E. You see how I'm skipping one and then I'm skipping another? So I'm going C, D, E, F, G. So I went only a half. These are called steps when you skip one. And if you don't skip one, it's called a half step.
Ain't no half stepping.
So this would be a whole step, half step. So C, D, E, F. And then from F to G, whole step, A, whole step, B, whole step, and then to C, which is a half step. So the notes I played were just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Those are all the only notes I'm playing. But the space between those notes, because we learned earlier that B and C and E and F are a little bit different in terms of the fact that there's nothing between them. The space between them is just a whole step, a whole step, a half step, and then a whole step, a whole step, a whole step, a half step. So if I were to start on any other letter besides C, it would not only be the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There would be sharps or flats in the scale. So any other letter, there's going to be at least one sharp in that. an incidental note, I believe they're called, or accidental, incidental. I don't. It's not important. Sharp or flat. Okay, so
Accidents happen.
so that's important for later.
Okay.
The fact that the reason why a lot of people start with the C scale is because we are wanting to just keep the straight, like the natural notes, which means the letters with no sharps or flats.
Okay. So what are we doing?
I'm gonna start with just the first 4 notes of the scale. So this is where the technique to ear training comes in. So I'm gonna play the first 4 notes of the scale, and then so this is a do, re, mi, fa, or it's technically I'm playing a C, D, E, F, and then I'm gonna play a note, and then you're gonna tell, and then after the note, after I play the note, you're gonna tell me what. Either you could do do, re, mi, fa. You could say C, D, E, F, or maybe an easier way would just be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Whatever number I'm playing of the scale. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll play a note. So
Let's just do the C, D, E, F.
Yeah.
So we just do.
Okay.
We have one standard.
Okay.
So.
And
what
then
does this
I'm gonna
thing sound
play.
Like? Now D. E. And then F. Okay, so you're gonna play one of those.
I'm gonna play one of
and then
those.
I'm going to tell you which note that
Yes.
is.
I'm gonna. The way that I will communicate what note it is, I'll tell you, but also for the ear training part of it, it's helpful not just to guess and then see if you're right or wrong, but also for each time I do it, this is what makes it so much easier, is what's called resolving the note. So I'm gonna actually start on whatever note I played. Let's say it was the F. And then I'm going to resolve to what's called the root, or the starting note, which in this case, because it's a C scale, just means I'm going to go backwards down to C. So that would be called resolving to the root, is what I just did there. So again,
So what do you want me to do?
So I'm going to play the note, and then at first you could just guess what it is, and then I will play starting again on that note. And because you just heard 4 things, you know that was F. Because if I had only played a D, and then you said something, and then I basically, to give you the answer, I'm going to play D, C. Just, I'm resolving it. I go.
Right.
So then you know, oh, he played 2 notes there. So that was a D. And if and then same thing with an E, it would just be, I play the note, and you're like, oh, I wonder what that is, maybe you guess it right, maybe you don't, but then I resolve to the root, to the C. I just go backwards. E, D, C, or mi, re, do. And then you start to get used to, you hear the note, and then you're anticipating what's going to happen next. In your mind, you can hear how much space there is between the note you hear and the root. And that's how the training part actually happens. So it's less about just memorizing what it sounds like at first. It's simply, you hear the note and you're like, like you're hearing how much space is going to be between what you hear and the root.
Okay.
So, again, I'm going to play them for you. I'm going to play the whole thing, actually.
Why don't you call them out as you say it?
Okay.
As you play it.
C, D, E, F. Just start there. And then I'm going to pick a note.
F.
F, E, D, C. Great job. Okay. So, let's do it again.
D.
Yes. Good job. Okay.
C.
C. Do. Correct. And after another maybe few tries of this, which you're getting really quick, we'll do the other 4 notes. We'll do the high notes first, okay? And then just the G through the C. So G, A, B, C on the top end of the scale. There's 8 notes in the scale starting on C, ending on C. So then we'll do G, A, B, C. And then after that, after you're getting that without getting them wrong like you already are here, so probably pretty quickly, then we're going to do all
Musical
8
prodigy.
together. Yes. This guy has a very good ear, if you didn't know that. So I'm not surprised that he's getting this very quickly. And then we'll put all 8 together, and then it gets a little bit more challenging. And then what gets the next step after that, which I don't think we'll get to today, would be well, actually, we might get to the very next step, which is instead of staying in one scale, going to any octave, but still the major C scale. But instead of just starting down here, we might go way up here. So like higher notes, or even higher than that potentially. But the step after that, which I cannot do yet. Well, I can do maybe like I'll get like 50% of them right, which is not even major C scale. It's like any note on the whole guitar starting anywhere, playing the scale, and then being able to, you hear the scale one time, and then I play a note, and you have to hear where, like, what that note is, but it's not starting on C, ending on C. It could be anything. So that's where it gets helpful, instead of the names, to do the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or the 1 through 8, because you're hearing, even if you can't identify which note it was when I move to those other scales, you can identify maybe it was like the 4th note, and you just say, you know, fa or 4, but we'll get there later. That's a maybe you will be so good that you'll hear all the notes. Maybe you have perfect pitch, and we just don't know yet. So
musical prodigy.
all right, let's do like 4 more of this, and we'll do the high notes.
I forgot what they all sound like. Either F or E. I'm gonna go E.
E, D, C. Okay.
Did you play the whole scale?
No, you want me to play the whole thing all the way up?
I thought you
haven't
started
been.
off with playing the whole scale. No, I thought just the 4. Okay, I thought you missed one for some reason. All right, do it again. Sorry. C.
That was D.
D.
Re, do. Okay.
C.
Mi, re, do. That was an E.
Okay.
Right. Do, re, mi, fa.
D.
D, C.
C.
Mm-hmm. Okay, a couple more times.
D.
Mi, re, do.
E.
There's an E. Yep.
I keep forgetting the letters now. Got more letters in the alphabet that I can't remember.
I'm telling you, it's a lot easier to do like a number, or like Sabrina does it with the like her fingers, just like it's like this one, because like it's easy to visualize which one in the sequence it is, more so than memorizing what letter it is.
F.
F, E, D, C. Okay, you're getting most of them right, and then coming back to it again later or trying it a few more times helps a lot. But I'm gonna do the upper half, okay, and then we can put it all together, right? So this is your very first time doing this exercise, so I don't expect you to get 100% all the time.
Because I'm a musical prodigy.
So I'm gonna play the whole scale. And so the only notes that we're playing in this part was just gonna be, now instead of going down, this time I'm gonna go up, right? Because I'm going to the closest root note, the closest C note, because it's a C scale.
Okay.
And so there's 8 of them. So when we were in the bottom 4, no matter what I played, the closest note was just the bottom C. Now the second half, the 5 through 8, no matter if I play the 5, 6, 7, or the 8, the closest note is the 8, or the next C up. So it'll be something like this. So that would be like a G or a sol, la, ti, do, or a G, A, B, C.
G, A, B, C's.
Or you could say like 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, whichever way is helpful for you. And I'm gonna actually play the whole scale, I think, instead of just those last 5.
You should
No?
just play the last
Okay.
5.
All right. I mean 4.
Or
Last 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because G, A, B, C. Okay. G.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
B.
A, B, C.
I thought it was A at first, but I was like, maybe it's B.
Okay. Just hear it again, okay?
B.
T, do. Okay.
G.
T, do. It's an A.
A. G.
G, A, B, C. Okay.
B.
Yep. Ooh, got a special guest. I'll be back. Bean Dogs, let me know.
While you do that, I'm going to continue playing these strings because now I know where everything is at. So just hang tight with me. This is a E. We were on the G string. Okay. So G, Um, A, B, C, D. So this is A, right? Making stuff up.
Yeah, you're correct.
And then B. We have people who just come
I mean,
in.
now we have a live studio audience,
and
so
disrupt our streams. So I do apologize. Oh, still live as you continue to speak. Thank you. So
hopefully,
I see the want to in your eyes. All right, here.
we're making good progress. I feel like you.
Got like 10 minutes left anyway.
Okay. I'll do the whole last four again. Okay.
B.
Yep.
Is that what we're doing? GB,
Yep.
G, A, B, C?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Don't be cheating looking over there.
Do what?
I said, don't be cheating looking at my fingers if you can see them.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Now that I know. B.